Good morning, good morning. Happy Saturday to you. Hope you're tuning in live today or on the replay. Would love to know that you are here. Let me know. Drop a comment down below so that I can welcome you. Welcome to today's Spring Forward event. Although many of us are not feeling very spring-like today, it will be here soon. And we're here to give you lots of DIY craft ideas that you can use to craft today or craft now while it's cold and get you ready for spring. How about that? So let's think spring today, even though here in my neck of the woods woke up to a chilly 3 degrees with a feel like of 9 below this morning. You all let me know what your temperature is this morning. It's cold. But after this little cold snap, we're supposed to warm up. So there is an end in sight. Good morning. Y'all hop on in here. I have been missing in action for quite some time. And so I'm excited to be back with you today. And thank you for Miss Sherry and Miss Terry for the invitation. And I hope that you get to enjoy all of today's Spring Forward craft ideas. It will be happening all day today. There are 2 event groups that you can find in my video description to where you can watch all of the lives in this event. It's all the way up until 7:30 p.m. Central Time tonight. And if you miss any, the replays will be there in those 2 event groups over the course of the weekend so that you can catch them too. Good morning. Happy to see you, Miss Deborah. Sandy, oh, y'all are hopping on. I am so glad y'all are here so bright and early on a Saturday morning. My voice is a little better. It's getting there. Still not quite back to normal, but it's getting there. 15 in Northeast Ohio. Well, then you're warmer than I am. That's crazy. Good morning, Miss Lisa. I am feeling better. Not quite 100%, but I'm getting there. Good morning, Miss Carolyn. I'm so glad y'all are here. Is it cold in Florida too, Miss Donna? I think it's pretty much cold everywhere. We've all had some cold, extremely cold weather, I feel like, lately, right? Well, today's a special treat. Not only is it a full day event, but you'll also get a chance to snag the item that each crafter's making today. So if you hang on until the last 5 minutes of today's each live session, you will get a chance to bid on the item that is made. It's all going to help a lady named Betsy Boyes in central Indiana. She's a single mom of 3. She's had some severe health issues that have rose up during the Christmas holiday season before Christmas. And has left her family in dire need of some help. So we're all pitching in today. Miss Sherry Patterson is a personal friend of her, and Miss Sherry is from Kirby Ladies Crafting. She's one of the organizers of this event this weekend, and she's a personal friend to that family. So we do know that they are a sincere family in need, and so we're so happy to help out today. So y'all come on in. Guess what I have? Guess what I have? A big jar, you guys. A big jar. Good morning, Miss Tammy. Good morning, Kathy. It's been so long. I don't even remember the last time that I went live. It was well before Christmas. It was probably in early December, so it's probably been a month or longer. In fact, I know it's been longer than a month since I've been crafting live. So I'm so excited. This is going to be a spring-themed jar. And whoever wants to bid on this at the end of today's live will get a 2-for-1 sort of thing. This will be Easter side, and the other side will be every day. Perfect for your home decor. So y'all stick around. You'll get a chance to snag it. And I'll have lots of little goodies to go with it. Okay, I do have a printable that I'm using today, you guys. But I'm not really teaching you anything new today as far as technique or anything. This is just an item I think that some of you might enjoy. Some of you that might want to grab this or create it on your own. You've seen me create several things that are pretty similar. Ooh, I was getting worried there. I have my jar of coffee grunge here that I'm going to use. This printable is from a designer that has a shop on Etsy. The shop name is called Cloud Petals Co. All right. These are really cute. She's got lots of different designs. You can print them with the grunge already on them, or you can print like the ink saver option, which is what I chose to do, and go with a black and white with a little bit of the orange accent. Trying to think of things that are quick today, because I know that we have a limited time frame, and I want to make sure that this is good and finished by the end of today's broadcast so that you guys can see what it looks like if you want to bid on it. All right, so all I'm going to do to grunge it up is I'm just going to take my coffee grunge mixture, coffee, cinnamon, and instant vanilla, and I'm going to grunge up this printable real quick. I'm using this bunny one with the, well, they're both bunnies, but this one has the orange carrots in the picture. I think that's really cute. And while I'm at it, I might just go ahead and grunge both of them. That way, when I'm ready to use this other one, it'll be ready to go. And this will give me a good vintage look to that paper real quick. We're going to do a quick dry. While that is drying, we're going to speed along to the next process step of the project, which is some paint. We're going to paint this jar up. Good morning. Hey, Miss Lisa from Junk to Joyful. How are you? Miss Cindy. Oh, hey, Miss Stephanie from the Vintage Pebble. Good to see you. I feel like I've been seeing you guys, but you haven't been seeing me lately. And so it's good to see everybody in the comments today. Phew, we've been on a big break around here. Of course, most of you know that I've been moving, of course. I've got that process finished, but we're still unpacking. But shortly after the holidays, I came down sick, and I've been sick for probably, it's been 2.5 weeks. And it's still, you can hear it in my voice, I'm still just kind of struggling to get my voice all the way back. All right, I'm using some chalk paint, of course, because chalk paint goes perfect on glass. Anytime you're painting glass, you want something that sticks really good. Good morning. Thank you, Miss Roseanne, for sprinkling us out. I appreciate you so, friend. Cold, but good. I know. Isn't it crazy how cold it's gotten? I feel like the cold has lasted a lot longer here than it typically does. And that's pretty much already dry. If you wanted to, you could go ahead and, I got Mod Podge here. You could go ahead and Mod Podge that on your jar first. In fact, that's probably what I need to do. You'll have to bear with me, you guys. I will say that I am out of sorts. I don't quite have everything back in a functioning order here. So I'm a little off my game a little bit. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to, let's see here. Let's just do it the quick way. Quicker, even quicker. Let's cut this label out. Usually I like to feather tear the edges, and we still can feather them a little bit. But I'm probably going to put a little bit of grunge around the edges. So the sharp, clean cut edge is really probably not going to show as much. So I think I'm okay to go ahead and cut this straight across. And I'm going to lay this one over here so we can use that one for another project. All right, cut straight across the bottom. There we go. This label is so cute. And you see how we took, let me show you. I printed this one out first and it was a little too big. Good morning. Hey, Miss Elizabeth. I am Yvonne. I'm getting there. It's slowly, and I've been resting my voice, but it's still a little hoarse. But you can see that coffee grunge took this, and turned it into that. Isn't that cool? And that saves you some ink. So like, she does have different versions of this. If you buy the file from this designer on Etsy, she has a plain black and white version, and then she has a grunged up version that you can just print already with the grungy look to it, but it uses a lot more color from your printer. So if you use the black and white version, then you can just use the inexpensive coffee grunge to go over it and get that look without using a lot of your printer ink. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do next, you all see Pongo right there nosing around. What are you doing, buddy? What are you doing? He's my buddy. He's hanging out with us in the craft room this morning, aren't you, buddy? I have some Mod Podge here that already has cinnamon mixed in with it. you guys could use straight Mod Podge and do the same thing, okay? Now, my jar has a label that I need to clean off, so I'm going to use this front side. And if you missed the beginning of the live when I told you that this is actually it's part of a fundraising event that we are pitching in to help out a lady in central Indiana. She had a stroke right before Christmas. She has 3 children. She is a single mom of 3, but she is a close friend to one of our crafters, Sherry from Curvy Ladies Crafting. And Sherry just felt it heavy on her heart to pitch in and help and asked if we would be willing to do so. And of course we were like, yes, let's do it. And so this is an item that you can bid on at the last 5 minutes of today's broadcast. How about that? If you're watching on the replay, of course you'll miss out, but hopefully this will give you an idea of something that you can do for spring as well. I love this jar already, and I haven't even got very far. I love the look of this label. Goodness. Okay, we're just going to Mod Podge that and smooth it out. Something about a big vintage label on a big jar just gets me happy. Good morning, Miss Pat. How are you? Good morning. We're going to smooth that down. If it starts to wrinkle a little bit, I'm just going to rub my finger and smooth it back down. So if you want this item today, stick around. Like I said, the last 5 minutes. I'm going to have the front side decorated with this cute scene, and on the back I'll have an everyday item. So if it's something that you win, you can have a 2-for-1 type item, which is kind of what I did with this one. I have a Thanksgiving design on one side and the other side's an everyday, so you can flip-flop it. And it's something that you can keep out all year long just by I'll get it here in a second. My words are not coming easy. It's a design that you can, or a jar that you can keep out, just flip-flop it for the seasons. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and give this just a real light coat of this Mod Podge, and that will also help that chalk paint to stick even more, and it may even surprise us with a little bit of crackle. And if it does, that will be awesome too. All right. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to paint half of this jar, okay? Because like I said, the back half I will finish later with a different design on the back, an everyday design, okay? Now I'm going to give this a quick little dry. Don't have to, but I'm going to give it a little bit of dry. And I will have the bottom finished as well. Now we're going to use just some white. It's not white, it's called plaster. The color is plaster. Here I am looking around for my instant coffee everywhere. It's right in front of my nose. I have poured some of that chalk paint into this little disposable cup. Okay. This is going to be my little paint dipper. Now what I'm going to do, because I do not have another brush with me, I'm going to use this same sponge brush I use for my Mod Podge. I've poured in some of those instant coffee crystals. Good morning, Miss Lynn. 1 degree. Oh my gracious. Well, that's what I woke up to 3, so we're pretty close. Good morning. Thank you so much, Miss Deanie. Yes, the recipe for the coffee grunge is at the top of my Facebook page. We might have to pour a little bit of that coffee grunge in this paint. It's super duper thick. Chalk paint can be really, really thick. So I'm just going to kind of dilute it a little bit with my coffee grunge. And what that is, the coffee grunge, it's water, instant coffee crystals, cinnamon, and vanilla. You'll find the recipe, the mixture, the amounts, and everything pinned at the top of my Sweet Home Living's Facebook page, okay? It's super easy to find for you. Now what that did is it just kind of toned it down a little bit. A lot of those instant coffee crystals probably haven't even dissolved yet, so it will get a little bit streaky, which is good because we kind of like that variation in color. You could just use a solid paint color that is very similar, you guys, okay? Good morning, Miss Mary. I'm sounding a little bit better. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Slowly but surely, you guys. I've been resting in my voice as much as I can. Now we're going to paint this jar. This is going to be a farmhouse primitive style. So that's kind of why I wanted to tone down the white and make it a little vintage color. A little bit of a vintage look to that shade of white. And then I'm going to show you something else we're going to do to it here in just a second. I'm fine if I get a little bit of that paint on the edge of my label. I'm okay with that. I'm going to kind of give it a little bit of a dry brush look, sort of. And we'll see how this turns out. I'm pretty excited about this. This is sort of a combination of techniques, honestly. So we'll see. I do want to make sure that all the glass is covered. And that way, if I want to put some lights in it, I won't have any obvious bare spots. Now, I'm okay with the streaking, but like as far as like a wide open area, I do want to make sure that that's covered. Okay. I like that. I like that already. We're getting this. We're getting somewhere. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some more of these instant coffee crystals and I'm going to sprinkle those on my jar. You're going to still see the speckles a little bit. Some of them will probably dissolve a little bit. And I am going to rub my paintbrush over these and you're going to see what's going to happen. These little instant coffee crystals are like magic. It's instant coffee crystals are kind of like other crafters that like bling and sparkle. It's kind of like diamond dust for a primitive style crafter. That's the way I look at it. Okay. Now this is going to make us feel like this little jar came out of the farmhouse garden or a little garden shed. It's going to look so cute. All right. Now let me think about this. What do I want to do with this? Do I want to give it a second? I really wish I had another sponge brush for that Mod Podge, you guys. Let me see. I don't think I have another one. Goodness, I can't decide. I really want... I know what I'm going to do. We're thinking this through as we go, you guys. I'm going to use another little cup. I'm going to pour some of this Mod Podge in here. And what I'm going to do... I don't have all of my craft supplies back in order. I've trying to organize. Last night I was in here trying to get things kind of put back in some kind of order and fashion. And I just have, I keep freezing on you, Vivian. I'm so sorry. I've got plenty service, but I don't know if it's, you never know these days. I know Facebook has been a little glitchy. I'm going to dry some of this paint out of this brush before I dip it in my Mod Podge, because I want more of the Mod Podge than I do the paint on this go round. Now see, you won't have to mess with this messy step if you have sponge brushes. I have a whole new pack of sponge brushes that I remember having before I've moved. I just haven't come across them yet. You all know how that is, right? Even if I'm not moving, sometimes I'll get something like that and then won't be able to find it when I need it. So I've got the instant coffee crystals on there. Now I'm going to go over with that grungy Mod Podge. And do you see what's happening? You can really see it up there at the top. It's starting to give me a little bit of that melty grunge. I don't know what you want to call it. It's a mix between coffee grunge and grub, which grub is like the texture of that jar you see right over my shoulder right there. That's a grubby, which is Mod Podge and straight up coffee. But this is sort of a mixture of those two techniques, which is a fun little experiment this morning, and I'm loving it. So it's giving you that streaky grunge look. Love it. And if it doesn't have enough streakiness to it, sprinkle some more of that instant coffee on it while that Mod Podge is still wet, and that moisture will help it dissolve, you guys. Okay. Let it sit if you want to. If you want the sprinkle look, or if you want it smeary and streaky, just take your brush very lightly over those little crystals and smooth them out, and that'll give you the streak look. Okay. I like that. I even have a little glob right here. I like the look of that. What do y'all think? All right, let's dry it real quick. And let's see if we get a little bit of crackle. We might get a little bit of crackle underneath. And I'm going to leave the back unfinished. I'm going to finish that. We have over 600 watching this morning. You guys are blowing my socks off this morning. Thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. I'm so glad you haven't forgotten about me. Well, I've been off with moving and the holidays and being sick. Guys, just warm my heart. Thank you, Miss Shelley. How are you? Thank you, Miss Kathy. Want to give this a good dry. Now, around that bottom edge, do you see I'm seeing a little bit too much of a white? So I'm going to go back and I'm going to touch that up and tone down that white. We can't have any super bright white. This is sort of a, like I said, a farmhouse primitive look, which kind of a mix between that white and the grunge. It's a good marriage of both. Isn't that cute? I love it. I love it, love it. Now, I have an idea of how I'm going to display this, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to display it when I'm finished. But the last 5 minutes of today's live, you guys will get to bid on this today. As an auction for a benefit for Miss Betsy Boyce, the lady that I was telling you about a few moments ago, has really had some health struggles, had a stroke shortly before Christmas. She's a single mom of 3. She is a personal family friend of Miss Sherry from Curvy Ladies Crafting, and she's one of the organizers of this event. But she asked if we would want to pitch in and help. And you guys, it's always such an honor to know that we can use our talents to help others. And anytime we do that, we can do that, that just warms my heart. And I know that her family would so appreciate that. If you're willing to help today, I will. If you're the winning bidder today, I will send you the link to where you can make your donation. And if you send me a screenshot of your donation confirmation and your mailing address when we're finished today, I will pay shipping and get this shipped to you. Okay. All right. We do have just a slight crackle, but not a whole lot, which I'm totally fine with. I wasn't wanting crackle, but if we had it, I was going to be okay with it. But I do want to make sure these little clumps are good and dry, because we're gonna nestle this down in a little bundle of some spring greens on a little spring tray. I can't wait to show you what it's going to look like. All right. While this is kind of drying, we're going to let that sit with the dryer on it for a few minutes, maybe. Cooperate with me here. All right. Now the lid to this, I am probably not going to use. Yeah, I'm not going to use that. We are going to use, well, I didn't grab it. Hang tight. Like I said, you guys, my stuff is kind of scattered here, there, and everywhere. Somewhat organized, but I need my cheesecloth. My cheesecloth, where is it? Hang on. I'm going to have to go over this direction to get it, you guys. I thought I moved. Actually, no, yes, no. Oh my gracious. Yes, we'll use this right here. There we go. I'm going to use this. This is cheesecloth, but this was the Halloween version. I do have some cheesecloth, but it's not coffee stained yet. this will be the next best thing, and we will add some coffee grunge to it. I want to make sure the heat is getting on that jar. All right, now this is going to be our top, and we're going to add a little bit of some spring greens as well. I am going to leave this a little bit on the thicker side, meaning I'm just going to leave it. This has a it has a looser weave in the fibers on this cheesecloth, and I don't want it to be see-through, so I am going to leave it kind of folded. And before I put that on, I am going to stretch it, and I'm going to put some coffee grunge on it. Because, well, you know, we need coffee grunge in our life. Hey, Miss Francis, how are you? Do you like my table back there? I've been working on it. That was one of the first things I got done in this room before I got sick a couple weeks ago. And so, the rest of my house, I still have to work on, you guys. I still have, everything kind of stalled. Once I got sick, of course, you know, I didn't have much time to decorate with, you know, with Christmas and everything. I did get some Christmas decorations up just in time. And, but I wasn't able to do much, you know, other decorating. So what I've been working on when I haven't been sick, which has not been much, is just kind of getting things put in their right places. And then I'm going to come through and do the decorating and make pretty and make everything mine, make everything mine sort of style-wise in the next couple of weeks. So we're getting there. All right, you guys. We grunged that right up. Now that side's going to be the bottom, but this side's going to be the top. And once I get it on here, I'm going to tie it, and I got to keep close check on the time, because at, let's see, 8:55, I'm watching live right now while I'm live, that's when we're going to start our bidding. So I want to make sure that this is looking good before we get to that point. And then I will finish the back and make it a super cute little everyday design, so that this will be something that you can keep out all year long. One side will be Easter and the other side will be every day. It smells delicious, Miss Stephanie. Of course, right? All right, I think. Ooh, yes, I'm loving it. Okay. Now, next decision. Twine or fabric rips. Tattered fabric. Now let me see here. It may be determined by the fabric that we have available in this bag. Let me see if I have any strips. Ah, yes, yes, yes. This is like pulling out Christmas goodies. Let's see here. Oh my goodness. I'm just tickled that y'all are here this morning. I can't tell you how much I've missed doing this. Of course, you know, my mind has not been able to like think creatively. You know, kind of get through the hustle and the bustle of the holidays and then come down sick. I just haven't been able to think clearly when it comes to being creative. And so I was really kind of panicking last night, thinking, okay, I got to get my brain together. I got to figure out what I'm going to make. And sometimes I work better under pressure, honestly, because I just could not think of anything. I'm just like, what is my deal? And it's just because I've been so out of my element lately. I just haven't been able to get it together. Now, I will say, this would look really cute with a string of lights inside. Now, the paint, of course, is not going to allow the light to come through, but the light will shine through your label. Okay, so if you want to put a string of lights in this, and you are someone who grabs this jar at the end of today's episode, all you'll have to do is untie this, put your string of lights down in there, string them out the back, and then retie it. Okay, Everything on here will be something that you can take off. You can interchange, but this is neutral enough that this should fit in anybody's decor. Okay. All right. I like that little look, that little tattered look. I love it. I love it. Okay. Now I think, let's see. Now let me just tell you, the difference between cutting and ripping fabric, you guys, is that goodness right there. You see that? That goodness right there. All the threads, all the little tattered look, that can change the whole style of your project just by having those little parts, those little elements, whatever you want to call them. That little goodness right there will make your project totally your style. If you don't like that style, you can totally cut your fabric. You can use ribbon instead of fabric. You can use twine. You can use string. I mean, you know, you get the gist, right? Okay, this is what we have right now. Loving it so much. Now, we're not finished. We are not finished because I'm going to make sure that my cheesecloth has that same look to it. So I'm going to just take my fingers and around the edges, I'm going to pinch and pull some of those little threads out. Okay? I want this to look old, you guys. Now, it doesn't look super old yet. It's getting there. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to take this coffee grunge, and in the bottom of my jar, I don't know if you can see that. Do you see the sludge? That's the gold. That is the gold. It is a big pickle jar, Miss Dana. You are right. That is the cinnamon sludge that's at the bottom. And I should have heated this up before. I need to get some of that. Okay. I got some of that on my sponge brush. Okay. Not just the liquid, but the sludge too. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that sludge and I'm going to rub it around the rim. Okay. I'm going to rub it around the rim of that jar, and it's going to make it smell absolutely amazing. And it's going to make it look like it's believably old. Okay. I'm also taking it, and I'm taking it around the edges of that cheesecloth. All right. I'm not saturating the entire cheesecloth. I want, see that difference in the color variation? That's what I want. That's what I want right there. That is the goodness. So I'm taking that and I'm doing it all around the edges and around the rim of where that cloth sits on the jar. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Okay. I'm loving it, you guys. This is my new favorite. And I'm going to have to make another one because somebody watching today is going to grab this one. And I'm going to have to make me another one. I'm going to show you how I'm going to style this up too. So you all stick around. You can not only get a chance to bid on this in just a moment to help out a family in need, but I'm going to show you how I'm going to stage it up too when I make my other one. Okay. That took it up a whole nother level. Let me hold this up. Look at that. A whole nother level. So now it's not all completely white and cream. We've got a little bit of that white and a little bit of that grubbiness on it. You guys, I love it. I do want to pull this down just a little bit more on the front. Now, if you wanted to add some color to it, you could change out the fabric strips. You could change out the ribbon. You could even add some little faux carrots or something up there. I'm going to give this a little bit of a dry. Now, the back side, I'm going to finish. I know some of you kind of hopped on at different times throughout today's live stream. The back side, I'm going to finish with an everyday label. Might be coffee, could say something like sugar or flour, or something like that. But an everyday design will go on this back side, and so you will have 2 designs on this jar, and that way you can reverse it when it's not Easter or spring, and have a different design for the front. Okay, now let's see. Okay, we've got about 5 minutes before we start our auction, so I'm going to let this finish drying just a little bit, and I'm going to grab and show you what I'm going to do to display this, or how I would recommend to display it. Let's just say that. Okay, there's tons of different ways that you can display this. Let me get the coffee out of the way because I do not want to spill I don't want to spill anything this morning. Okay, top is on the coffee grunge. We need to put the lid on the Mod Podge. The coffee podge. How about that? Okay, and let's put our cutter away. There's our paint. Okay, let's clear some space here. Now this is where the next step of the magic happens. I have a circular tray. You guys have seen me use this circular tray before. It's one of my favorites. Grabbed it at Hobby Lobby one year on clearance. I think it was in their spring clearance. And I love it. It's one of my favorites. I use it for all kinds of decor. I even have some moss sitting in it right now. I'm going to shake it out. Okay, so this would look really cute with some Sweet Annie attached to the top as well. All right, so I'm going to set that right down in there. Oh, you know what I forgot? That's okay. I'm going to improvise. We got 2 options here. We have a pipberry garland, which could be combined with this greenery garland from Hobby Lobby that's getting all tangled up in my cord. Let's see here. We gotta juice it up a little bit. This is not quite beefy enough for me, so let's beef it up a little bit. Let's beef it up. Let's put this greenery down. And then I have a strand of twinkle lights. I got a hair that's like sticking to my mouth. It's crazy. And whoever bids on this this piece today, I'm going to throw in this greenery and this strand of twinkle lights with the jar. Okay? Not going to throw in my tray though, but I'm going to throw in the twinkle or the teeny lights. These are not twinkle lights. These are teeny lights. Teeny lights and the greenery with the jar, you guys. So that you can use your own tray, or you don't even have to use a tray. You could set this down in a basket, or you could just gather it, set it on a kitchen island, or in the corner of your cabinets, you know, wherever. Okay, let's plug these lights in. So we got to have the full effect, you guys, right? I need to unplug my hot glue. I don't need that. So let's unplug that. We're going to plug in the lights. Now, these teeny lights are on a brown cord. Okay. We got 1 minute before we start the bidding, you guys. I am going to start the bid out at $30. That's our starting point. If you want to bid today, all I'm going to ask you to do is to put in the number. It will be equal dollar amounts, okay? Put in the equal dollar amount that you wish to bid. I will be going by the comments that I see on my screen today. I know that everyone's comments can display slightly different, so keep that in mind. And we will start the bidding out at $30. Okay, and I'm going to start it when my clock says 8:55. We're going to start the bidding. It says 8:54 right now. I will stop the bidding right at 8:59. Okay, so I am watching my clock that's right up here in the corner of my screen. You guys can't see that, but that's what we'll do. Okay, 8:55. Bidding starts now. If you wish to bid 35, you'll put 35 in the comments. If you wish to bid 55, you'll put just a simple 55 in the comments. And it will go by the first person I see in my screen. Thank you, Miss Mary. All right, there we got the twinkle lights in that. Okay, and then I am going to put the pip berries in here. These will not be included if you win the bid, though. Okay, these pip berry garlands are a little hard to find, so I kind of hang on to mine whenever I can get them. But this will give you an idea of what you can do with it. Okay, and the reason I think I'm using the white. Okay, I see 55 from Miss. Let me look. I want to make sure. Okay, right now there's 35. There's 50. Patty Reese is the first 55 that I see. So if you want it, you need to bid higher than 55. Miss Tammy Butler is at 60. So if you want to bid higher than 60. It's at 8:56 right now. We have two. Oh, I said 8:59, right? So 3 more minutes. 65, Miss Stephanie McLemore. Oh, I see a 75. Miss Deanie, 75. Miss Robin Max at 80. Miss Robin Max is at 80. So if you want a chance at it, you need to bid higher than 80. I need to raise this up a little bit, but I don't want to keep my eyes off the comments. Miss Lisa Welker at 100. Thank you, Miss Lisa. So we're looking for bids higher than 100. No dollar signs. That's right, just your equal dollar amount. Okay. Now I will probably prop this up. I will be paying shipping. Yes, so you don't have to worry about the shipping. All right. I need to prop this up. Some cute little carrots around this would be adorable. Some lights in that jar. Yes. We have 100 right now. We have 100. And that, who did I say that was? Miss Lisa Welker is at 100. So if you want to win, it needs to be higher than 100. Needs to be higher than 100. Miss Lisa Welker is our top bidder right now at 100. Yes, I am paying shipping. Yes, we do. We have 100. All right. You're going to get the string of teeny lights. You're going to get the green garland. Miss Robin Max is at 105. Miss Deanie is at 110. You guys are so awesome. Thank you, Miss Mary. So let me give you a close-up of the jar. Miss Deanie is at 110, so if you want to bid, you need to be higher than 110. It'll be 115 or 120. Miss Robin Max is at 120. Now remember, this will be a two-sided design. Miss Lisa Welker is at 130. Thank you, Miss Lisa. So bid higher than 130, and we have 1 minute. It's 8:58 on my clock. I'm watching it. Need to be higher than 130. 135 is Miss Robin Max. And we're down to the last few seconds. We have a 135 Miss Robin Max. We're down to the last few seconds. Get your bid in now if you want to go higher. 140 Miss Dina Dave Young at 140. Miss Dina Dave Young was my first 140 that I see. All right, stop. Now, I'm going to give it until 9 o'clock until those come in. Oh, thank you, Miss Spirit. Thank you so much. That helps me out a bunch. Okay, so Miss Dina Dave Young at 140. Miss Dina, you all give Miss Dina some hearts. Thank you so, so much. Miss Dina, I will need you to message me, okay? Send me a message where I can send you the GoFundMe link to where you can make your donation to this sweet mom who's struggling right now with some health issues. She is a personal friend of Miss Sherry's at Curvy Ladies Crafting. You guys, thank you so, so much. I'll give you all the details, Miss Dina. Just send me a message. You guys enjoy the rest of today's event. Thank you so much for being here with me this morning. You've warmed my heart. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great rest of your weekend.